Thousands of doors have been installed since CRL developed and patented our new Wedge-Lock dry rail system. This is one of the easiest systems to attach to a door. It's been tested to up to 7,000 pounds without this even moving off of the door. And these doors now have been in the marketplace for 4 or 5 years, and there's been thousands of operations per door. Now, C.R. Lawrence Company has just updated and improved our rail with our new Kwik-Adjust system. This allows you to adjust the rail or the door while it's up without taking it down. You could always do that in the past, but it was a little cumbersome because we had a 3-screw process. Now we've redone that. We have 1 screw that you just turn in and out to get adjustment back and forth on that opening. Now this you can do both on the top rail as well as the bottom rail. Now let me show you how this rail installs. Just like the old CRL Wedge-Lock, you slide the glass in, you pull out these foam blocks. This is usually done on a table in this direction. I'll just flip this up. Each rail comes with its own wrench. This is an 8-inch hex wrench. When you tighten the bolts, there's one every 7 inches. You simply tighten it until the head of that wrench starts to twist past the body, and now you know you have the right torque, which is 20 pounds of torque, to hold that rail in place. A lot of our customers, after they've done the installation, will go back a second time and re-torque those and make sure that they're working properly. Now the Kwik-Adjust, again, is on both the top and bottom rail. This is also on rails with or without locks. And the same adjustment system is on our 4-inch, 6-inch, and 10-inch rails, along with our 4-inch tapered. Again, this is a solid rail. When you screw those screws in, you're pulling this wedge down, which is gripping that glass with over 7,000 pounds of pull that it's taken to even get this glass to budge through many different temperature ranges. Now, once that door is installed, we have a new adjustment block called our Kwik-Adjust, where you simply take your hex wrench, put it in, and as you turn that back and forth, this is going to slide that block back and forth so you can align and center that door at the opening. So that if your gaps are not correct when you first put that in, or the door is a little off angle, you can simply adjust this back and forth. It gives you over 1/8 of an inch adjustment in each direction to get that door centered the way that you want. So it's much easier than we had it in the past, much quicker adjustment, and it now makes your rails even easier to install on the glass, as well as adjust that door in the opening once that door is hung. And now the rest of this video will show you how to install our new Kwik-Adjust door rail on a door light. C.R. Lawrence Company has recently upgraded our CRL dry wedge rail with our new Kwik-Adjust system. This rail goes on similar to our old rails. However, now we have a single screw adjustment system to make it much easier to adjust the door once it's in place. The rail goes on the same way our standard Wedge-Lock rail. Slide it onto the glass, pull out the foam spacer blocks, make sure it's aligned to the edge of the glass. Remember, the rail squares up against your glass. You want to check your glass to make sure it's square before applying the rail. Now you simply tighten each one of our machine screws with the supplied 8-inch hex wrench. First you want to just hand tighten them. Each screw has Loctite as well as a lock washer, so once these are firmly in place, they won't back off. Now you want to go back and tighten each one until the top of the hex head wrench bends past the shaft. This lets you know that the proper torque has been achieved. We're now going to apply our floor closer arm. Each one of these pieces of hardware automatically have a centering pin that will automatically center this arm 2 5/8 from the edge of the glass. That centering pin will automatically align the floor arm 2 5/8 from the end of the door rail. You want to make sure that the centering adjustment screws are tight so the arm will stay in place. Now we're going to put on the end cap. You can see the centering pin has now centered the bottom arm exactly 2 5/8 inch from the end of the end cap. Now we can quickly adjust these gaps to make sure the door is aligned properly. You can take a setting block or something the thickness of the gap, run it up and down to make sure the gap is even. In this case, it's a little wide at the bottom, so we're going to make a quick adjustment. Now we're going to adjust the bottom rail about a half a turn. Half a turn should be about a 32nd of an inch. Every full turn should be about a 1/16 of an inch. This will push the bottom of the door out, closing up that gap and aligning it with a gap at the top. You want to make sure you close the door slowly in case you've over-adjusted and the end cap might brush against the other rail. In this case, it looks just about perfect. That gap is even from the bottom to the top.